Good morning, welcome to Trading with Goals. I'm going to start. So we're just gonna go over a few stocks that we talked about yesterday. And we had said that you use the previous week high, this indicator, to show you the previous week high and the previous week low as a guide. So we know many stocks pulled back this week. So we are to use these two levels as a guide. Now, if you look at QQQ, so from Monday, it has not touched that 434 previous week low. So here was 437, so it was a higher low. Then here on Wednesday, it touched it. And then on Thursday, we bounced off that support. So today, like if you look, it's very close, almost hitting that 447 the previous week high. So we still are looking at retesting and breaking 449 way back on the 21st. That's the level we are supposed to break. So ideally, we're supposed to go 450 and above for QQQ. So we got the move yesterday. I haven't posted the low volume. Let me see. So yesterday, despite QQQ and SPY going up, the volume went down. So it means we are still looking at them today. I'll post the volume, low volume. I've not finished. So QQQ. It's important to look at volume. Like I mentioned yesterday, when the market started, the volume was very low. Oh, really? So QQQ on Wednesday, the volume was 61 million, and yesterday the volume was 45 million. So despite going up, the volume went. Ooh, right. I'm telling you, this market, whatever it's happening, I think the Feds need to go on vacation. They're really exhausting the market. It's just exhausting. This, if you look, since last week, Thursday, we've not had a move until this week, Thursday. So for a whole week, we've not had any much action. It's really exhausting. So we still went down with the volume. What is happening? So it still means it's a look at. It's a look at me because volume did not go hand in hand with price. You would expect when a stock is trading up, the volume should also go up, but SPY and QQQ, the volume went down. And it's not just petty volume. From 61 million to 45 million, that's that's tons of volume. So either we're gonna continue up or we are not going to hit 449 and then we'll go back down. So SPY and QQQ, the same. Look at me. So QQQ is almost hitting that 447 for SPY. Look at this. So since Thursday, this move, we've not had much movement until a week later. And so SPY didn't even go close. So this is 524, and SPY was having a hard time. SPY was having a hard time with 520 yesterday, so it didn't touch 520. So, oh, yeah. It's not that I'm tired of the whatever. We just need a decision. The market needs to decide where it wants to go, because this is becoming too much. So if you see, yes, we had that move on Wednesday. We had a bearish candle, and then yesterday was indecision. Okay. So in decision, we still need a decision. SPY and QQQ, the volume went down. Okay. So we're still looking at SPY and QQQ. Now, if you look at NVIDIA, still they all went up, but created lower highs. We're so far from the high. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting a cold and my throat just hurts. I'll post the low volume when they're done. So even NVIDIA volume went down. But it wasn't that bad. It was so on Tuesday it was 50 million. On Wednesday it was 43 billion, and yesterday it was 42 billion. But we have a strong change of character. So this is what we are talking about yesterday. NVIDIA had done the pullback, and then we had an inside band. We said, look at NVIDIA, because among the semiconductor stocks, it was late doing the pullback. So now we have a strong change of character, but it was still a lower high. And it still did not hit the previous week high was 921. So we are still, that's the level we're still looking out for as we head to the end of the week. So 922, that's the Monday first, 922. And then we went down to 856. Then beginning of the week, we were at 890, still lower high, 876, and we broke previous week support. We went lower to 830. Then we had 834 on Wednesday, a higher low, and then 864, a higher low. So it's still a look at me. Why? Because the volume went down and we still haven't hit 922. So if it's not going to 922 when the market opens, just know we should be looking at puts. Yesterday, NVIDIA was doing better. If you compare NVIDIA and AVGO, they did way better compared to SMCI. So AVGO also went up. Now, I'd given you guys so CPR, you have to look at CPR, the one that had consolidation or narrow CPR from Monday. So if you want to see, you can review this CPR today and see how the stocks performed based on either they had narrow CPR or they had consolidation or medium, whatever CPR they had. So you are comparing the two weeks, and the reason why AVGO was giving us a better move was because so consolidation, it was slightly just a small gap. Any stock that I said small gap or it was side by side was gonna be a good play because it's consolidation. Like here, this is a huge gap, but here is just a small gap. So any stock I mentioned on Monday, any stock that I said a small gap or consolidation, it meant it was going to make a move this week. So if you look, AVGO had a small gap. And when you look at SMCI, the gap is a bit it's not as small compared to AVGO. So this is clearly showing the CPR is lower than the previous week. It's not side by side, and it's not a small gap. You see this? This is a small gap. That's the other week, and the other week of ending 28th, and this week it had a small gap, and that's why we had this move down. Okay, so when you have a consolidation, when it's below CPR, you're going at least to S1, or when it's above, you're going at least to R1. It's not going to be a major move, but you're anticipating at least if it's bullish, it's going to go to S1 or R1. So now this week, SMCI, the gap is a bit bigger compared to AVGO, and NVIDIA had a narrow CPR. So NVIDIA was meant to be a good play because of the narrow CPR, 890, 890, 890. And it had a gap, but the reason it was going to be a good play was because of the narrow CPR. So I hope you guys were using this to pick your plays. Okay. So SMCI, this is a big gap, and this is a medium CPR. Now, if you look at it, didn't give us that much of a move, but it has a gap. So today, if we still have a continuation, then you're looking at it going to 1090, 1090. And LRCX. So LRCX, also small gap, the gap between the last week's CPR and this week's CPR, and it has a narrow CPR. So this was meant to be a good play. So it was below CPR, it went to CPR. So today we want to see if it's going to go to R1, which is 1,000, and it's at 9,983. Okay. The rest, MD, I think it's a small gap, but MD, was trending down. So it has a huge gap because of the wide CPR last week. And then this week, it has a narrow CPR. So it's meant to be a good play, but we've not seen the move yet. Sometimes it doesn't materialize, sometimes it does. So yesterday, it didn't give us a good move compared to NVIDIA and AVGO. So look at it today. It bounced off 165. We were looking at it going to 161. So it rejected 161 here, hit 164. And then that's the same level we're looking at. I know for sure there's no way it can go to 186. It can't. That's 17, that's 16 points. So we need a strong move today for it to go just to 176 and then 186. So look at NVIDIA today, AMD today, because it didn't make much movement compared to the rest, and it has a narrow CPR. Okay. Then the other stocks we had said we look at are Meta and Netflix, just because they had hit 52-week high. So they still had room to go retest the previous week. Now, if you see Meta, it has a narrow CPR. It's not consolidating. We know it's been bullish. This week it was, you guys can see the difference. When you have consolidation, do you see it went from 484 all the way to 530? The week it had consolidation, the 2 weeks consolidation. But here it's up, it's high, it's bullish, but it has a narrow CPR. But I still feel yesterday it didn't give us a move compared to the other stocks. So we're still looking at it today, and it has not hit the previous week high. So it has not given us the move we anticipate from a narrow CPR. And then Netflix. So Netflix, the gap is it's not small, it's a good gap up, but it had a narrow CPR. So when you look at Netflix, at least it gave us a move from Wednesday, it rejected 605 and it's been going up since Wednesday. Yesterday went up and today it's still up. So there's a chance, that's what we are looking at, it retesting 638, the previous week high, and we know it hit 639. So we need it. So that's the level we are looking for it to break and go higher. So this was a slingshot setup. So this is the day we had a slingshot and then it hit 615, but the next day it broke it. So we are looking at Netflix. If it fails to go to 639, it will be a lower high. Just prepare for puts because it had a failed. It failed to bounce on this day, the third day. It went lower than this support. Okay. So Netflix, we talked about Netflix, Meta, CAT. So CAT, we had a wide CPR last week, and you see the gap, it went to R1 and R2. This week, we still have a wide CPR, but it's been struggling. It's kind of consolidating, so I'm hoping, I know for sure, next week, the CPR will probably will be side by side because of this consolidation. So from 365, 373, 363, slightly broke it, 373, 366, 373. So it's going sideways after this drop from 382. So in the 3 days, this one gave us a slingshot setup. When it hit 382 was 52-week high. The next day it broke it, but we broke this support. Okay, we went lower. So we want to see if we'll get a bounce today. Then it means we go retest this 382 and create a new high. If not, we create a lower high. Then we are looking at pulling. We're looking at going down, and this going down, it means you're going to break 363. So it was headed for 360. So that's the level to watch for CAT. So CAT, just because it broke this support from the 52-week high setup, the slingshot setup. Now the sister or the brother DE, yesterday tried. It was attempting to go to 414, but it still created a lower high. It has a wide CPR, but if you look at the gap from 607, it was meant to go to 617. Now, if you look at the gap here, the CPR, it's kind of like very close. So we still haven't gotten a good move. This was a good move from 413 down to 43. And then yesterday it bounced off this CPR level 47 and went to, it has almost touching that 414 yesterday. Okay. So still look at it because of the wide gap for DE. Okay. Then we needed the energy stocks to at least pull back. But the pullback was very shallow. So here FANG gave us a double bottom. So what we are looking for when a stock hits a 52-week high, you break below, it broke below the support, and then what was the day? So here we hit the high, broke below the support, gave us a double bottom, went up. Okay, so the energy stock sector and gold is still strongly bullish. So it needs to break 209 to go higher. So CPR is wide, but the gap. Okay, so this slingshot setup is somehow looking like it's gonna be successful. VLO and CVX, I don't know, all these stocks behave different. So VLO had a good pullback, unlike FANG, which was just trending up. So this one had a good pullback. If you look, it had like 3 lower lows. So it had 2 lower lows and an inside bar. So today, look at it. So it gives us 2 lower lows and an inside bar. So if we're looking for 1 to 3 pullback, it either is going to break above 180 to go back up, or it will continue lower for either to give us six lower lows. Okay, so all these stocks, treat them differently. Don't just have one assumption, because each is there in the same sector, but each is giving us a different reading. So this one is still been trending up. It's not, sometimes it's not having the perfect chart, but so we had a pullback here, rejected CPR, and then it started go back up. So here it's bullish, not so much of a high gap, but it is on a bullish trend. We needed it to break 163, and we hit like a double top here. We got a pullback, so we need to go above this level if it wants to continue up. So those are for the at least some strong. I look at Netflix. Yeah, I looked at Netflix. So some strong bullish trends that we've been looking at this week. FSLR hit 2-month high, so it had a slingshot setup, but oh yeah, we have a new high. So look at it today. So yesterday it went down. So today we want to see either it wants nothing to do with this pullback. It doesn't want to give us the slingshot setup. It only wants to go higher, break this and go above. But or it's going to pull back and break below the previous day low, which is 179. So from 184, it is either going to pull back first and then give us a slingshot setup, then you get calls. If not, you're not seeing a pullback, it means this stock wants nothing to do with pullback. It wants to continue up. Then the goal is to break this level and go above 190. So it didn't have it had a bullish CPR. It's not side by side. Okay. Now, for stocks that have been beaten down, okay, before I want to look at Lilly. Look at Lilly today. So Lilly it's been going sideways here. So we had here, it bounced off 750, then here it broke 750, then bounced off 750 again. At the top, it was having time. You remember this week, it was having a hard time breaking 787, 787, 786, lower high, then it dropped. So it's a stock that is giving us, it's communicating for days. So 765, 765, we want to see today if it will go all the way to the CPR. If you see the gap, it wasn't so big, but it gave us this move down from Monday, Tuesday. So this was a good move down. And then now it's like calming down. We want to see if it's going to decide to go back up or it will continue lower. Okay. So those are the top stocks. Okay, another one. Spot was in the 5K play and had hit 52-week high. So yesterday it was moving. It still has an overweight rating. So we needed to break 314. Okay. It has a narrow CPR. So we had this move down. So this was a good pullback. It came from 313 down to 293. So this was a good pullback. So that's the result you get from a narrow CPR. It's going to give a good move down. Or a good move up. So this was above CPR, but it failed to break above R1. So if that's happening, then it means you're trading puts back to CPR. If it rejects CPR, you're trading calls back to R1. So we're looking at it today. We want to see if it's going to decide it's going back to 312 and then retest 314 to go higher, or it's going to touch this CPR level. Now, today, look at FedEx. Let's see first if it had. So FedEx, it had a side by side consolidating. Then it was below CPR. Here it had gave us a triple top, 276, 276, 276. It came down, but it wasn't a big move down. Almost 10 points, but it went down. So this is what you get. It had a consolidation and a narrow CPR. So now we are still looking at it. We want to see if it wants to continue up to go to CPR 279, or it will continue down. But it gave this move from this triple top. This is not a good move from a triple top. A triple top is a strong rejection. You anticipate a good move down. So this one went ten points. 10 points is good compared to the ATR, but it can be a sign of strength if the stock wants nothing to do with going down. Volume reduced, so it's a look at me today. Volume went from 2.6 to 1 million. Oh my God. What is happening to this market? So FedEx, the other one is Lilly, did I say? So look at FANG and VLO today. Also, they're supposed to have 3 lower lows. So FANG, it's either gonna tell us this is it, I don't want to go down, or it's gonna pull back. That's what it's supposed to create, 3 lower lows. So far we don't have any. And VLO is one stock which I was meant to. Oh, I talked about Lilly. So Lilly also has given us 2 lower lows and an inside bar. Let me turn this off. Okay, so we were supposed to get a 1 to 3 pullback. 1 to 3 pullback, you are either going to get 2 lower lows and an inside bar, which is what Lilly has given us, or you can get 3 lower lows, meaning you're creating 3 lower lows. It goes down, the next day breaks that support to go even lower. Like here, it gave us 3 lower lows. So we had 1, 2, and 3. But here yesterday, it only gave us 2 lower lows and an inside bar. So look at Lilly today. And Lilly has been notorious. By the end of the week, if it's creating a lower high, when you open Monday, it is going to be down. Because if it's going to be at any lower high, Lilly always opens lower on Monday. So, we are too far. 759. There's no way we can hit 50 points in one day. The market is ridiculous. So those are the, and Tesla, we still said, look at Tesla. Is indecision. So we have 2 indecision candles. My goodness. But it was a good scalp yesterday. It went from 168 to 175. Now, at this time, the best bet you have is stocks that are day trading, because that's where you're entering a trade and seeing what's happening. Otherwise, some of these swings you might try to swing and then something is, we don't have a guaranteed, especially because SPY is just going sideways. Now, MSTR gave us a good drop. So I told you guys the secret of MSTR, time it when you have 2 days, you're breaking the previous day low. It's kind of like giving you a slingshot setup. It's just that we're not talking about 52-week high or all-time high, sorry, or 2 months high. So, but MSTR, anytime it gives you the same thing we're looking for with a slingshot setup, when it pulls back and the next day it opens lower than the previous day, then you're looking for double bottom or a higher low, and then you're riding it up. Okay, so it's yesterday, nothing much. So that's kind of like this, whenever you're seeing nothing much, that's a consolidation or a squeeze. So a move is coming. I don't know just when. So if you look at CPR, oh, it's a bearish CPR, and it did that. We went down, we pulled back to CPR. So we want to see today if it's gonna go higher or stay below and then go back to S1. So just, it's scalping now. Coin narrow CPR. So narrow CPR, if you want to find, you can find, something you can hold or swing, look for stocks with a consolidation or narrow CPR. So narrow CPR, it gave us the move going down, rejected going to R1, came below CPR, touched S1, then going back up above CPR, pull back, and then it went. So we want to see if it's gonna touch R1 today. Okay. JPM, I don't know, I've not seen their results. So this is gonna be a post-ER. So this is a stock we know it was overbought because it's been trending up for since when? Since 135 October. It's just been going up, shallow pullback, going up, pullback, going up, pullback. And now we've reported earnings, we went up, 200 pullback. Okay. So this is gonna be post-ER. So I told you guys this is, it was not in the, it was not in the, it was not in the Lotto list. It was in the momentum list because this is a stock that has been trending up. So you can either get a good pullback out of it. You can get a good pullback out of it. We are still having snow. So we are still not out of snow. So that change of weather just messes me up. Today
I told you to move. Sorry, but
we had like 10 inches of snow this week, beginning of the week. So that's cold, and then yesterday it was sunny. So that moving from warm to cold, just I get headaches and I get my throat hurts. So we're looking at this post here. Let me just see. I usually don't like JPM that much, but ever since JPM broke above 175, it's been a good stock even for post here. So JPM. It's going to go up. Let's see. So 194, it has broken 194. So we want to see if it will stay above 186. If it doesn't break, it has hit 186. Yeah. So probably it will go up when the market opens. But I don't know if it's gonna retest that 199. So just trade it going back up. We hit 201. So just get calls post ER and see if it's gonna attempt to go back to 201. But if it creates a lower high, then it's gonna go back down. It's supposed to go up. And then who is the other one? C? Is it C or MS who reported today? C was also momentum. They are all the same. Oh, this one has a pullback. Okay. See? It was also momentum. I don't know. It's funny how each stock is just different. They're the same sector, but each stock is just different. This one, it had a hammer yesterday. So this one has a hammer. A hammer candle is usually a bullish reversal candle. I hope you guys know. So we need it to be above 61. So this is a small ATR. So this is also giving us a bullish move today. At least 62. So 62, 62, 62, 60. Oh my goodness. The Feds just need to go on vacation. It has consolidation. So look at this. 62. Really? 62, it seems to be a hard nut to crack. Then MS. So of course we will look at GS because it's not a reported today, but GS is a sympathy. So GS, that's it. So MS has not reported today, but we'll look at it. It's the same sector. MS. All these stocks different, just different. The same sector, but each stock is different. Just so pathetic. This one we have strong rejection at 84. Then it closed at 88. It's not a hammer. A hammer is Nyundo. You guys know a hammer. So this was just a strong rejection. My goodness. So it fell below 50 and it touched 200. But this was terribly rejected. It went back to 50. So it has already told us the intention. You guys see here, whenever you see a stock doing something, just know when it's done, it's going to do the same thing. So here, when it hit 94, it went all the way to 200. Now, this was the same 94, and it went to kiss this 200 again. But this one is reporting next week, Tuesday. So this is just sympathy. So I love GS. You guys know I love GS better than JPM. Okay. My God. Ooh, oof. I don't know if you guys see what I'm seeing. It is not good. we're just teasing ourselves from being thrown off the cliff. Oh, yeah. So look at GS today. One, two, three, four. So you guys remember I said on Tuesday, GS, it had already made up his mind. We had a strong change of character. So even if you get two inside bars, you go by the decision. And that's what he did. It continued down. We know it has broken below 400. This was the first time, the second time. It's not a good sign. But we need this text, we need financial stocks, we need energy stocks or gold. We need at least two sectors to cool off for SPY to take off. Mm. So 385. Three. The market is messy. I don't know when we're gonna get a break. So this one was consolidating, so it was meant to give us a good move. And it did. So if you're seeing side by side, if it's above CPR, you're getting calls. If it's below, you're getting puts. So it has gone from the least it can give you is, and it had narrow CPR 410, 410, 410. So it went to 4.2. We want to see if it's going to go to 493 and then go lower. We need that break from energy sector and financials and gold. And gold seems still just determined. Yeah, 421. So we have a new high. So now you're looking at gold slingshot setup. So I hope you guys are doing, this was a slingshot setup. We hit 219, then we broke it. So you got a slingshot setup. You would have traded gold calls here. So we want to see if it's gonna pull back today. Just pull back and then SPY go up. Really, I mean, I'm tired of this. I don't know if anyone is tired. It's a week it's over a week with just getting some move out of the market. So those are the things we're looking for. If gold opens at that 221, and then we're anticipating a slingshot setup, so it means it's gonna pull back, we'll get puts on it. But if it's still determined, SPY, add it another day. It's just ridiculous. You see, it's just going sideways. So if we don't have any of those three sectors cooling off, then we might just have another indecision today. But we got some move yesterday. I hope you guys made money with the calls. I'd already looked at AMD. AMAT is, all these are semiconductor stocks is the same. You want to see, so this one, any stock, Woodley, that is trading inside this range candle. So AMAT is going inside this range candle. Count days. If it has done 9 days and it's still going sideways, just know it will go all the way to 21 days. That's how it's been with ADN stock. So count these days. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If it's not making a move, and you see here, it tried. It attempted on the 9th day, but it failed. If it's not making a move, just anticipate, yeah, you can anticipate 15, 12, 15, 18, but we've seen with other stocks, it goes all the way to 21 days. So far we have, this is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So today is day 15. We know on the multiple of 3, anticipate something. But if it's not breaking this out of this range candle, so 201, 214, if it's not breaking above 214 or going below 201, then just anticipate this sideways move will continue up to day 21. Okay, so that's a MAT. AMD, we already looked at it. We are looking at it rejected 161. So AMD gave us, here we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then it started going up here on day 12. Didn't give us a good pullback. It was, look at this, very weak pullback. Then another change of character here, day 1, day 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So today is day 9. It had indecision yesterday. So I'd said look at AMD today because it has narrow CPR and we've not gotten a considerable move out of it. I know here we dropped, but after that, it has not made any other move to go back up. It's kind of going sideways. 171, 171, 171, 164, 165. So it's going sideways. So that's a squeeze. When you look at the CPR last week and here, we have a small gap. So we still anticipate a move out of it. If it's not happening today, just know on Monday, it's either going to open dropped hard or it will open gone up, depending on what it does today. So today we are giving it the last opportunity because it gave us 2 good indication. We have consolidation and it is 171, 171, 171, 171, 170, 170. So it's consolidating, it is squeezing. Something is supposed to happen with the AMD. If it's not happening today, just plan for either to bury it further down or it's going to pull back depending on what it does today. Crowd, as long as it's not breaking, was it 318? Did it? 318. Oh, yesterday. So yesterday we say also look at crowd. Why? It was going sideways. And then we had a good pullback. Is it a good pullback or let me turn this off. We'll see. So it was going sideways in this range candle. Okay. If you're seeing this sideways and it's not having a clear move on the lower side, 21 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. If it's not bouncing on 21 days, just no 30 days. So 9 is usually where you expect a move, consolidation. If nothing is happening, it has to go to 21 days. You'll get some mini moves here, but nothing to break out of this range candle. 21 days. If 21 days is gone and nothing, you still have nothing, so still count to 30 days. Anything giving you, we had a huge range. You guys know post here it went to 365 from 308. And since then, count those days. If nothing is happening in 9 days, just relax. You can get some tiny moves, but just know you are waiting to 21 days. If nothing is happening at day 21, just count. It's going to 30 days. Okay? But here, this is the day it broke this range bottom and went lower but closed above it. And then we had here, if you're using these inside candles, we have a change of character, barely closing above this. So we're still looking at it. Count them days. Otherwise, don't hold your breath there until those days are gone. You might get some move out of it, but breakout or breakdown, just keep adding those days. You guys know this secret. You guys know this secret for consolidation. Anything that is consolidating, if it's not doing much, if it's not doing much after 9 days, just wait 21 days. If it's not doing 21 days, wait 30 days. Okay, RH, we need it to go, if it's, this stock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So look at it, today is day 9. It has given us over 6 pullbacks. So if it's not bouncing to go to 290, then just continuation. This is a stock that is very good for swinging and holding. Okay. RH. Any questions?
Can we look at Meta and NVIDIA?
Why do you come late?
I didn't see the link until like 8:30.
I already looked at Meta. I already looked at NVIDIA.
So what time do you set the link? Because I only saw it at 8:30.
We always start at 8 a.m. The reason why yesterday we started at 8:30 is because we were looking at after CPI and after PPI. It was only those 2 days.
I'm sorry then, I apologize. I will try to remember that. It's okay then, don't worry about it, it's okay.
Okay. I'm straining to talk.
It's all right.
So Meta yesterday didn't give us anything much compared to the other stocks. So if you look at all the other stocks yesterday, they were making at least some considerable move. Yes, it did move, but it was just coming from that 518 and went to 523. So it didn't give us the move compared to the other stocks. So it's kind of like squeezing, okay? When you look at that day, we hit 531, which is a 52-week high. We got the slingshot setup here, 506, and then we got like a double bottom here, but it didn't bounce. So when it's not bouncing to break this level, you give it 3 days. So this is your day 1. So if it's not going up on this day, you start counting 3 days. So we have day 1, we have day 2. Is it day 1, day 2, day 3? Which is day 1? So this is the day it was supposed to bounce. If it's not bouncing, you count 3 days. Day 1, today is day 2. Now day 2, if it goes down, the reason I'm concerned is because it broke 506 to 505. Okay? If it's not bouncing today and tomorrow, then we are looking at puts. Okay? So it has not retested previous week high. It has not retested previous week low. It is going sideways, 522, 523, 523. When a stock is going sideways, it is squeezing. It is squeezing. So today, it's either going to break out or break down out of that squeeze. I don't know why it didn't make a move yesterday. So it's squeezing. And if you look at the CPR, it has a narrow CPR. So since Monday, it gave us a move down, but it has not given us a move further either to break CPR or to go up. So here it came from 531, went back to CPR. So this was a good move. Anytime you're seeing a narrow CPR, you're anticipating a move. If that stock is above CPR and does not go to the next level, so here it was at R1. If it's not going to R2, just get puts back to CPR. And that's what it did. It went back to CPR. We had like a double bottom here. If it's not going back up to R1, then just write it back down to CPR. So my concern was it broke this support here by 1 point. Even if it's 1 point, it broke. So if you're not getting, after 3 days, we're not seeing a move to 531, you're preparing puts. So it is squeezing. These 3 days, it's squeezing. It's going sideways, squeezing. What you get out of a squeeze is a breakout or a breakdown. So today, if it's not going to any of these levels, just get puts down to 506. And if it's breaking this, it was headed for 500. Okay. I'll just talk about Meta. The NVIDIA, you already saw the move. Use the guide of the previous week high and previous week low. It needs to go back to 922. If it's not going to 922, prepare puts. Okay.
Thank you.
Sign us off, juu naongea.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, wish you all a very beautiful weekend. And today, make lots and lots of money. And see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Virginia.
Thank you.